Megan and camera hog Crystal here from Conversations with Animals. We'd like to talk to you today about surrogacy. Now, you might be familiar with the term surrogacy when it comes to one woman having another baby having a baby for another woman, but it is a practice that is very common amongst the animal kingdom and can actually result in animals taking on illnesses from other animals, other people. So surrogacy. So what I've noticed myself in working with both domestic animals and wildlife is that domestic animals, and not all breeds or not all species of domestic animals, but definitely dogs is one. You gonna sit down, Crystal? No. Dogs is one that will definitely take on the energy of another being, be that another dog or another animal, or more likely their owners as such. So with dogs, I find, their main purpose, is to make us happy. We're part of their pack. And generally, most of us should be at the head of the pack. We should be the alpha dog in their environment. And so they see their jobs as doing everything they can to please the alpha. And if the alpha is not feeling very well, then it is quite common for, all the other beta animals to take on board and try and shoulder some of the burden from the alpha so they can continue to lead. With cats, I don't find it as common for a cat to actually surrogate. I know that with Josie, team member Josie, I don't think I've actually come across her surrogating at all, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to think back. So she's been with me for about 8 years, and I can't actually recall her taking on any of my crap, being sick or anything along those lines. I think when you kind of think about a cat, they're a lot more self-absorbed than what a dog is. Dogs are very extroverted. They're very all about pleasing their human and pleasing other pack animals. Cats don't give a crap. They're like, oh yeah, I'll come to you because I want a bit of a scratch, or I'll come to you because, it's near dinner time and you can feed me. To be fair to them though, they are experts at picking up what your energy is like. And I know that if I'm not well, which luckily enough isn't very often, but if I'm not well, Josie's, one of the first of my furry family members who will just come and just lie by my side, and it's her way of contributing everything that she feels I might need to get better. Or if I'm sad, she'll come and sit with me. If I'm fine, she's like, yeah, job done, you don't need me, I'm just going to go and lay in my patch of sun and have a great old life. So because of that quite blasé attitude that they can have, I don't think that they're as prone to it, but never say never. But with dogs, and I mentioned before with wildlife, I know that at the shelter where I work, we have a kangaroo that we've had for a little while. She's a joey, and she's probably, when she first came in, she was probably 5 or 6 months old. Every time we get a new animal that comes into the shelter, she will actually get sick, and which is really, really interesting because she's perfectly healthy, but she will actually get sick. And I think it's her way of taking on board the other animals' stress, any sort of conditions that they might have, anything that's going wrong in their body. Then this little girl kangaroo will take it on. So we actually, I'm always asking her to stop surrogating. Just live your own life and give love when you can, but you don't need to take on other people's or other animals' issues. Let them sort it out. Okay, so with surrogacy is a choice. I'll do a video a bit later on about choice and animals and choice, because we tend to think that because they're a little bit lower down the food chain than what we are, that they're not actually able to make choices for themselves. And absolutely they can. They make choices as much as what we do. So with surrogacy, I know I use the tools of access consciousness, and I will post a link to an incredible book called Talk to the Animals that I find a really great tool to use. And it will give you the basics on how to use the tools within access consciousness, which is a lot of asking questions about what's going on and a lot of tapping into your own awareness and your own consciousness. But when it comes to surrogacy, we need to do everything we can to remind the animal that their surrogating is a choice for them, and they need to basically stop doing it if they can. Now, here's a bit of a trick as well. I have a client, a beautiful client dog, who is currently, she surrogates in particular for one of her humans, but will pretty much surrogate for anyone, and is creating a whole world of issues in her body. Every time I do the clearing on her to ask her not to surrogate, she will actually reinstate it. So we just got to the point where we need to accept that her job, as far as she's concerned, is to make the world a happier place. And if that means that she gets sick in the process of it, she accepts that. So she really does have a choice with that. But yeah, it would be nice if she could feel a little bit better doing it. Just finding different ways to do things, as far as, do they really need to take on the energies of the person's illnesses, or, you know, is it a case of there's another way, another possibility. Just quickly before I go, I mentioned that Wizard, well, I don't know if I've mentioned in this video, but my other dog, Wizard, he surrogates a lot. And I've come home one day and he had vomited everywhere all over my bed. And it was not nice looking, like it wasn't your normal vomit. It was enough to really freak me out as to what was going on. So I started asking questions and asking him, what's happening with you? What's going on? And surrogacy came up. And so I cleared I asked him to not surrogate, to let it go and let go of everything he was taking on board. And then within a very short period of time, I went downhill and got quite sick. Luckily enough, it was only a 24-hour bug. But as soon as I'd said to Wizard, please don't surrogate, and I cleared him of, the surrogacy that he was doing, then it basically, we use a tool called return to sender when it comes to clearing. And so that's what he did. He kind of let go of it and said, okay, well, whatever this is, whatever these, that's making me sick, it can actually go back to who it belongs to initially, and they can deal with it. And that so happened to be me. So very, very weird, sort of situation. But I watch him now, and as soon as he starts to show any unusual behavior, or if I can tell he's just not feeling himself, the first thing I'll say to him is, who does that belong to? Run the surrogacy clearing, and basically wait for him to let it all go. So if you'd like more information about the surrogacy clearing, please feel welcome to you can comment below, or you can send me a message. This will be viewed on Facebook as well. So if you're on Facebook watching this, please, you can most welcome to send our page, Conversations with Animals, a message, and I can give you the clearing. And also I'll post the link to the book Talk to the Animals that actually discusses surrogacy in animals and how you can go about clearing that. So yeah. So what else is possible when it comes to helping our animals get rid of crap that might not actually be theirs? All right, so thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, do a thumbs up for the YouTubers, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye.